Punjab Congress is backing Khalistan rapper Shubh. Congress says Punjabis don't need to prove nationalism. Congress has said propaganda pushed by certain forces, malicious bid to tarnish youngsters is what the Congress has said. Kamal is getting asked more details on that story this morning. Kamal, in fact, Shubh's clarification itself just spoke volumes of the fact that he just tried to do a bit of a cover-up there when it came to his controversial, the map essentially that he had put out. This is something that the Congress is saying that there is an intention to tarnish the youth, the youngsters in Punjab.
Well, we've seen the reiteration coming in from Raja Amrinder Vading as well as the Shrimani Akali Dal chief Sukhbir Singh Badal. So there's nothing new, but they have come out with a statement saying Punjabis and Sikhs don't need to actually prove their nationalism. Now, the Shubh's controversy has been pretty much because obviously we've seen the likes of Virat Kohli unfollow him. We've seen his big tour getting cancelled, and eventually a statement coming out from the singer saying that he was looking forward to this particular tour, but it has blown up into a controversy, saying he did not want to hurt the feeling that he was born in India, that he's a Punjabi, he's a Sikh, that he would want to really apologize about this, but he didn't intend to hurt anybody's feeling. So a statement has come in, and then we've seen the likes of Punjab leaders really coming to rescue the singer. But this has been an ongoing controversy, and there has been a concern about how several of these singers, and we've seen not just outside of the country, but even within Punjab, where police had earlier said those who were actually showcasing guns and who were glamorizing gangsters should follow the rule of law. So all that has been done, but it is also very clear that when it comes to international singers, they have to be very careful as far as the public stance is concerned. And here there has been a mistake of sorts. There has been an acknowledgement again, but clearly as far as people are concerned, when people are emotional and the tempers are high, there is bound to be a reaction coming to that. So in that particular sense, this is going to be seen between what is really happening as far as the ongoing tensions between India and Canada are concerned. But clearly, it seems that the singer now is on the back foot. But meanwhile, what we see is the Congress chief here has come out and backed the bill.
Well, he says he's disheartened, isn't it, Kamal? But the fact is that he's not really offered an apology. He's just tried to clarify, saying that I stand with Punjab, and that's why this post was put out, knowing that there have been consequences, knowing very well that there have been financial, rather, consequences of this distorted map that he had put out.
Absolutely. One really needs to kind of go through, especially when you have a public persona, when you are into a field, when you have millions of followers. So all that now needs to be taken into consideration. But meanwhile, even as he faced backlash, there were a lot of people who were willing to forego and forgive and said that he should continue and go ahead with his concert. But remember, that concert has already been cancelled. The sponsors have pulled out. There have been a lot of backlash as far as the singer has faced. But obviously, a lot of people are talking about giving a second chance. There's always a learning lesson here. But clearly, as I said to you, there are tempers which are high. And especially when it comes to a celebrity, they have to be extremely careful. They have lakhs and millions of followers. So there cannot be much excuse as far as putting out a public stance of this kind is concerned. But clearly, this controversy is at this point of time peaking. But eventually, the singer would hope that this will die down and things will be better. But obviously, this is going to be a huge learning lesson as to how it is. And obviously, he coming out with a big clarification, seeking to move on from this controversy.
Devadas, I'm just coming back to you for more details on that story, because it's not just Shubh, there are others also. Other singers who found themselves in the midst of this controversy, and we have more news as far as singer AP Dhillon is concerned. Spread love message, says don't let hateful words influence you. This after rapper Shubh clarified support now is pouring in for Dhillon. Fear of unintentionally fueling division. Dhillon says tough to focus on craft as an artist. Says some create a narrative to divide. That's what Dhillon has said. Dhillon also, in fact, in the past has been accused of being a supporter of the Khalistani movement when he posted pray for Punjab during the crackdown on Amritpal Singh, isn't it? There is history attached to AP Dhillon as well, isn't it, Kamal?
You know, these are singers who are obviously budding at this point of time. But as I mentioned to you, to go along with the feeling, and even for that matter, Amritpal, when he was here, there was a support coming in from a certain segment. But clearly, when it comes to Khalistani, especially anti-India movements, especially in countries like Canada, outside, there has to be a very careful stance because these are public figures. And now that they are reacting, seems that they seem to have learned a lesson. But clearly, this is now talking about spreading of love. But when you are making those particular statements, it's also seen as an instigation. So there is going to be repercussion. As celebrities, they would know. They may be popular, they may be loved, but when it comes to nationalism, when it comes to patriotism, obviously Indians feel very, very closely about it. And obviously now that the scrutiny is on the singers, they seem to be on the back foot. And obviously there seems to be a certain segment of support really coming in. And obviously some of them saying spread love, somebody saying give a second chance. They're talking about how this is really spiraled. But this puts a spotlight especially on the singers, and even here in Punjab, where some of the singers were hobnobbing with some of the Khalistani elements. Now that has come under a big scrutiny as far as the NIA is concerned. We've seen a lot of celebrities who've been under scrutiny as far as Punjab police is concerned, saying they should not be either glamorizing terror or the Khalistani. So all this is now part of the ongoing investigation, especially at a time when it is very crucial and at a point where emotions are really peaking. So all this is going to happen, but many have called out and obviously calling out for approving of nationalism, which has been rejected by the singers. They're saying they're Punjabi, they belong to India, and that the Punjabis do not have to prove nationalism. But it has come to a point of confrontation, and the lesson now needs to be learned that there is a politics and there is obviously things which are set aside, and meanwhile it does seem they need to focus on their work, which is basically singing.
All right. Kamal, I'm going to, in fact, thank you for the moment, for getting us up to speed with that. That's a story we're keeping a very close eye on. Very controversial statements made by Shubh. He's, in fact, tried to clarify, but not issued an apology. But support has come in from AP Dhillon as well, saying that it becomes tough to focus on your work as an artist when these controversies really come on the way to our work.